Hello, I'm Maggie Clark with Equity Title, Senior Business Development Manager for the Scottsdale offices. And
Andrea Kahn with Equity Title. Welcome.
hi, this is the second video that we have done, and just wanted to comment quickly on HOAs. There seems to be some confusion between what is a disclosure fee, what is a transfer fee, and what is a assessment fee. So I asked Andrea here to explain to you what the difference is, as well as some other things about HOAs that you need to be aware of to make sure that you have a smooth transaction when closing with Equity Title.
Yeah, thanks Maggie. So the difference between a disclosure fee and a transfer fee, this question comes up a lot from our agent partners. The disclosure fee typically is the packet that the HOA sends out to buyers of properties that disclose the financials, the solvency of the HOA itself, what kind of CCNRs are included, the do's and don'ts of the community, things of that nature. Whereas the transfer fee is purely just transferring the name of the property in that community from one owner to the other. So that's the difference between a disclosure fee and a transfer fee. And of course, an assessment is typically the monthly, quarterly, or annual dues that are due to that homeowners association.
Now, question, who pays what on those?
Great question. Typically it's negotiable. However, I will say that the disclosure fee is hard-coded on the homeowners association addendum for the seller to pay that fee. Whereas transfer fees, capital improvement fees, etc., those items can be negotiated between the parties.
Okay, so let's say somebody has an assessment where they have to paint their house, and so it can be negotiated between the buyer and seller as to who's going to pay for that when the contract closes, correct?
Yes, that is correct. It can be negotiated, and please keep in mind that if the seller is aware that an assessment of that nature is forthcoming, then they really do need to disclose that so that the buyer isn't kind of left in the lurch with a painting assessment that can cause some heartburn for both parties down the road.
Awesome. So what other things do HOAs that would help the agents have a smoother transaction? What else would you tell them?
Oh my goodness. So what I would say is, please, when you submit your contract into escrow, make sure that we have the buyer's address and the seller's address. Why? Because most homeowners associations won't even begin to process our requests until we've got those items to provide to the homeowners association. So it's very important that we have all contact information up front, keeping in mind that also includes the parties' email addresses as well. So current address, email address, very important.
Phone number probably too.
Yeah.
Would help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like phone numbers.
So when an HOA sends out the disclosure documents, what's the timeline on that as far as per the contract?
Gotcha. So
for approval?
5 days for approval from receipt of the HOA documents, which is why as a title company we like to get those ordered ASAP upon opening of escrow. The homeowners association, they can take up to 10 days to submit the information to the buyers of the property. So, yeah.
Okay, and one last thing. I've heard sometimes that buyers don't receive the HOA disclosure statement because it's sent out in, how is it sent out to them?
Yes, so a lot of times the homeowners associations now will utilize different companies and they'll email the documents out to the borrowers, to the buyers, via a link. And a lot of times the client just disregards the link because they think it's spam or junk, so they don't pay attention to it. But a lot of times that's how HOAs are sending the information these days, instead of back in the day mailing it out to the parties.
Yeah, they just got the documents.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Well, thank you, Andrea. I hope this all helps you with your transactions. And at Equity, we aim to have the smoothest closings that there are and we hope that you use us in the future.
Yes. Call us with any questions. We're always happy to help.